Hi everyone, welcome to ArtzieRush. Okay, so this will be the last video I'm posting before going to labor. I'm going to show you all the tools I use to make polymer clay creations, and they are all available on my Etsy shop. I'm trying to clean out the tools I have as much as possible because they are taking space and can be crowded when the baby comes. I offer 25% off with coupon code CRAFT25, which you can use at checkout. The offer ends at the end of this year, 2017. These are the dotting tools that come with a pointy end on one of them, which is super useful when you want to draw the shape out on the clay. Each tip has different sizes of dots. Many people use this for nail art, but clay artists use for painting on the clay and make indentations and other patterns and whatnots. These are the ball tools, which I use very often in a lot of my videos. This can be used on fondants. It doesn't have to be just for clay. They are pretty heavy, and here are the ones I've been using. One of them is super dirty because I use it the most. This is a rolling pin, which is great for rolling out the clay into a thin sheet. This is 1 inch thick, so it feels very sturdy. Next is this flexible blade. This is packaged already, and the one I use is a bit dirty. This is super helpful when you need to cut thin sheets of clay, like a straight cut. It's very useful, trust me. Another blade I always use is this X-Acto knife or detail knife. This is great for cutting clay, thin wood, paper, etc. This comes with 5 extra blades in that little rectangle box. This is used, and I have 4 new blades left. Sometimes I paint super fine details on the clay with these nail art brushes. There are 13 different brushes here. I use acrylic paint, but you can use other paints. These are super useful when painting on the figurine or on a mug like I did with the coffee mug. I do have a bigger set of brushes that are better for painting on a bigger sculpture like the piggy sculpture I made for my friend's wedding. These cover bigger surface and the brushes are soft. You can even use them to paint on the face. They are that soft. But of course you can use them for regular painting on a paper or canvas. If you are making charms, pendants, and keychains, it is best to have pliers to help you work with the wires. This set has 5 different mouths, which are the most useful ones. I often use them to help me open up jump rings, cut headpins, or other wires. I have these findings, and they each come in 3 different colors: rhodium, gold, and antique brass, and they are too thick. If you want to use your hand to open them up, it's better to use pliers. Another set of useful tools are these silicone shapers. There are 5 different tips. These help to blend the seams and make textures on the clay. You can even use them for painting. These are originally used for painting, but clay artists found them useful when working with clay. I love to use shiny objects on my creations. These are glass diamonds, zircons, and cat eye capuchons. They can be used as eyes or just for decorations, and they are safe to bake in the oven with the clay. This is the glass I use to glaze most of my creations, especially when I use acrylic paints to paint on the fine details. I will glaze to prevent the paint from coming off. Apply 2 to 3 layers, and that will give you a super shiny finish on the creations. I offer a free brush to go with this gloss because you will need to use a brush to brush the gloss onto the clay. This is fast drying and non-sticky. This gloss is still my favorite to use compared to other brands in the craft store. Last but not least is this rubbing alcohol for removing dust particles or fingerprints. I use this one because it doesn't dry out the clay when you apply it to remove the dust particles. I sometimes use Q-tips or a small brush to remove the dirtiness on the clay, and both work really well. That concludes all the materials and tools I use for polymer clay creations. Remember to use CRAFT25 for 25% off at checkout on my Etsy shop. Also, since the holidays are coming up, my sister's jewelry shop is also on sale with 25% off on everything. There are necklaces, rings, bracelets, and earrings that are in simple design. Check it out if you are looking for gifts for your loved ones. I have the Etsy store link in the description if you are interested. Thank you so much for watching, and happy holidays!